Hey everybody, what's up? Hello, how are you? I'm Al. I go by Dapper Chef on Poshmark and eBay. I'm a full-time foodie, part-time reseller. So if you're new here, hello. If you're returning, welcome back. So we just have a little cumulative thrift haul from just two stores. I think a Salvation Army and a Goodwill. We'll say average cogs is about $4.25. This stuff has been sitting here for a week, so let's see what I got. First guy. Some of these I already took prices off because I just started photographing, so forgive me if I don't have it on there. $7.19 originally. This just caught my eye. I thought it was going to be one of those cheap like Aldo or Forever 21 dupes, but felt like nice leather. Really nice, well made, and very small branding, but it's the Couples Paris. And then made in Italy. Then the interior tag says it is 100% leather. So, not a bad pickup. Has the little kiss lock closure. I think this is called like the Emily Satchel Sack or something. So we'll get that listed right away. Next guy, these were $4.99. Just a very Y2K pair of shoes. Little wood stacked leather strap handles. These are Y2K early 2000s candies. No size anywhere, but they look like maybe like an 8.5. So these should sell super quick. Next up, this was only 50 cents. They just rang it up as a kid's belt, but it's a nice red leather strap, or purse strap, or crossbody strap, whatever you want to say. And it is Coach. These usually sell relatively decent. Next guy, $7.19 again. This I got for a couple things. It felt like leather. It looked kind of a little trendier, like a nice style. The back was in good shape. The only real wear I see is just some fading in the top, just some tarnishing in the hardware. But it's the push lock, whatever they call it, the pushing closure. And as soon as I opened this, I knew what brand this was just based on the lining. It might be a little hard to read, but a brand I don't see a whole lot anymore. I don't know if it's as popular or it just doesn't get a lot of attention. Lawful Randall, or Lawful Randall. So not bad for that guy. The next piece I got more based on material and style. This brand retails high, comps I don't know. This was $6.99. So the brand is Veiled, V-E-I-L-E-D, New York. Size small, regular. It just says linen blend, long line, button front dress, or shirt dress, if you want to say. And I think it has pockets. Yep, it has pockets. It's this nice, like, sand white color. So that should do really good. Probably get these listed as we go. Sorry, I'm talking to myself to make my notes. Next guy, $4.99. This I knew what it was just because of this. I've sold this style bag before. Nice suede. Really no branding anywhere besides the front. It is Portland leather. Now, if anyone sells Portland leather, do you put the brand as Portland Leather Co. or just Portland Leather? Because I know I noticed there's different brands they put for this brand. And next guy, this was $3.99. Just this herringbone backpack. This one I kind of knew what it was right away just based on the straps. And because of this, the Exo Mesh technology, anti-theft technology, the brand is PackSafe, P-A-C-S-A-F-E. So they make a lot of their bags are like anti-theft proof, so it has like RFID, and the straps are meant to be harder to cut and slit when you're traveling. So not bad for that guy either. Next piece I might keep for myself just because of this brings me back to the early 2000s for myself. These like hibiscus flowers, I want to say. Kind of hibiscus. Gives me kind of like Guy Fieri vibes too. But it is Old Line Guess, or Guess jeans, which I think this is like the 80s or the 90s or early 2000 tags. 100% rayon, made in Korea. This was $3.99 or $3. So if I don't like the fit, I can always sell it. Next piece, I'm debating about keeping or selling. This was $4.99, just because it's a basic color, long sleeve shirt. The brand is Talentless. If you're familiar with that brand, you know that's Scott Disick's clothing brand. So size medium, 100% cotton. And if you don't know Scott Disick, he's one of the Kardashians' baby daddies. So I always put Scott, when I list his stuff, it sells decent for me. I try to put Scott Disick Kardashian, if I can fit it in the title or description. And this stuff I think I showed, some of the stuff I think I showed before, so forgive me with that stuff. This nice rose gold Adidas jersey. Probably keeping for myself. Alright. These were $7.99. Before I saw the brand, I thought these were kind of cool quality. So they're kind of like a suede platform chukka boot. They got the gum sole, which I hate. I hate getting these, but they sell good for me. Like gum soles usually collect all this nasty dirt. But before I could see the brand, all I saw was their size 8, made in Portugal, and very faintly after Google lensing it and then doing some more research, these are lawful Randall again. So the person that got rid of this bag probably got rid of these shoes. These were, I think, $7.99. Little patent leather, perfect for spring. Little like pastel, floral, tie-dye heels, and they are stored at Weitzman. This is probably one of the labels from, I want to say 2018-ish era, the 2010s. Leather sole, and these are size 7.5. $4.99. These I got just based on more style. Sadly, I can't find much about this brand as far as comps because these are all over the place, I want to say. They're these kind of cute little raffia square toe sandals. Perfect for this spring and summer. Size 38. Made in Italy. The brand is Massimo Santini, which I'll know just because it's made in Italy. That doesn't mean anything. These kind of gave me, though, the reason I picked these up, though, was just because of the style. They kind of gave me, like, preppy Kate Spade vibes and Marnie. Worst case scenario, if these don't sell, I can always bring them to Clothes Mentor. If I still trade, we'll probably pick those up. Alright, that was everything from, I think, the Goodwill. Now this is everything that's in these bags, I think, is Salvation. First up, these were $3.99 each. If you know this print, you know it could be one of two brands. So it is Chubby's, size medium. These are the swim shorts. I always make sure, for one thing with these guys, just check the lining, obviously. And I do the waistband test. They don't sound like they're a dry rot. You got to be careful though with this because this print is used a lot by that Walmart brand George. So I always get sideswiped. Then this guy again. This looks like it's a newer tag for them. Chubby's again. These are the 5.5 inch seam, which 5.5 inch seam stuff sells super fast for me. Usually I do put them in the title, 5.5. And sometimes I'll put it as like above knee. These were 12, but I think I'm probably just keep these for myself. They're just the Adidas Mules. They're like a tan color. They're men's 10, women's 11. So these I think retail not crazy high. So in resale I think was like maybe 20 bucks. So not much profit there. Next guy, just very basic. I knew what this was just based on the colorway, but also if you see this logo, you'll know what it is. It is Viore. This was $3.99. I think they marked it down because they didn't have the size tag in it. But if you know Viore, check in here, the material tag, again. So there's the main material tag. And then if you go 2 tags back, boop, boop, this little tag down here says the size, so this is an extra large. This piece, I got to look up a little more digging on. I don't know if this is a men's or a woman's, but it was $8.99. I got this more based on style too. It's this nice teal, kind of boxy, oversized center swoosh Nike hoodie, size large. I think it's a more. I know this one comes in men's and a women's. I want to say this is a women's just because of the batwing sleeve. So we'll just say women's. Next guy, $8.99. This I need some help with. If anyone's good with vintage, let me know. So the brand is Giant by TJ's, made in USA, extra heavyweight, 100% cotton, extra large. It's just this Dragon Ball Z. Here's the back hit, which I know now if you have double-sided print, you put AOP. That's what the vintage bros, t-shirt bros love. But it's Dragon Ball Z, 1994, I think. Goku Son Gohan or something. Is this a aftermarket print, like a screen print one? I'm not 100% sure. Because, look, if you try to find these comps are crazy for these kind of things, like 90s anime shirts. I'm not 100% sure if someone painted it on or screen printed this. Let me know what you guys think. Bam, and then here's the cuffs. I don't know. I'm not really a good vintage person, so I couldn't tell you 100% what to look for. But I figured since it had a date code and being made in USA. This one, this is what's throwing me off. It does look like this smeared, but you never know. It could be just hand-painted back in the day. And it does have, where did I see? So the 1994 Dragon Ball Z. So we shall see how this guy does. Worst case scenario, if it's not crazy valuable, this could be easy crossroads piece or Plato's. Next guy, $2.99. I always check I know it sounds really nasty to hear, but the men's underwear, because you can find some really good pieces down here. This I got for two things. A, because this is a good brand. If you're trying to find obscure like men's items, if you're willing to go into that gray area category. But it's a Speedo, which you can't say Speedo because Speedo is trademarked. It's a swim brief, but it's this rainbow flag stretchy swim brief, size medium. And the brand is Andrew Christian, AC. So this kind of stuff, I know it's a very, like I said, obscure brand in a sense. There's collectors for certain pieces from them, and I think the brand isn't around anymore, or something with the brand happened, so it makes it kind of more sought after. And then if you ever see that logo, AC, usually their pieces say some questionable stuff on the waistband, like Trophy Boy or that kind of stuff. So do a double look at that. So that should still fetch me about $20, $25. Next guy, $3.99. I wish this was cashmere or at least wool. Sadly, it's a lower line. But this brand I sold really good from a cashmere sweater for recently. I think I sold it for like $100. The brand is Kerry Rosenthal, but it's in collaboration with Aqua, which I think was a Bloomingdale's brand. It's this nice striped sweater. Sadly, it's really pilled. So I'm debating about just seeing if someone in my family or friends want this. It's a rayon nylon blend, but it has like the nice little embroidered heart stitched on. Nice little side buttons, kind of gives you that nautical prep B vibe. And next piece, 97 cents. This is probably just going to be something I'm just going to send off to the Real. They usually sell these kind of small travel accessories for me. It says Tumi, little vintage Tumi. Or Tumi Tech, if you whatever you want to say correct way. You know, they'll probably put this, I maybe make like $15 for my payout. Not even, but moves it fast. Next guy, $3.99. This I'm gonna try on. If it's too big on me, I'll probably just consign it. Excuse me. Excuse me. But this is a good streetwear brand if you want to learn more streetwear brands. It's just this nice black jersey. And the brand is MNML, which stands for minimal. So size large, or extra large, I mean. Next two pieces are going to be some kids' items. This was $2.99. And I thought this was just so cute. It's a little Baby Yoda crochet hat. Baby Yoda, Grogu, whatever you want to say. And it's, I know this brand isn't as popular as it used to be, but it's the Love Your Melon. I know the Disney collabs sell super good for me still. So, you know, even if I get like 20 bucks for it, I think that's what the last one, the kids one that I sold before, I got like 20, 25. Because, you know, it's still going to be a little chilly. Next guy, $4.99. So this was in the women's dresses, which I know this was not a women's sizing. It's a kid's dress. But it's this nice athletic full zip. It's got cargo pockets, kind of like windbreaker, athleisure jacket dress. And it is Kith, K-I-T-H, Kith Kids, size large, which is like a 10-12. So that should hopefully do well, especially this time of season. Next size, $4.99. This I'm on the fence about. So I'm debating, is this supposed to be a collab between these two brands? I know we're going out of the season, but these kind of things usually sell year-round for me. So it's this Fair Isle faux Sherpa, like fleece, half-zip, little reindeer, snowflake, Fair Isle, whatever you want to say. The brand is Tsunami, made in Canada, size medium. But what's also throwing me off is it has a Roots zipper on it. So I don't know if this is a collab with Roots or if it's just happened to be an aftermarket zipper that someone put on. So I'm not going to put it as Roots. I'm just going to put it as the main brand, Tsunami, which I think this is technically a Bolo brand if you find like the Bill Cosby style sweaters. If I remember watching something correctly and hearing something, one of the t-shirt bros I talk to a lot talks about that sweater brand. Next guy. This I got it because I didn't realize until I got home that this is a bodysuit. So I thought it was just like a plunging top, which makes sense now because of the cut. But this is my second time finding this brand. I found a dress from them before. Sadly, I'm still sitting on it, but it should hopefully sell because it's the time of year. But it's this nice purple plunging V, really like metallically puff sleeve top, and then just the little snap crotch closure. So $3.99, size small, and the brand is Retrofit, which hopefully it's still as popular as it used to be. I don't know with bodysuits how people feel about buying bodysuits secondhand. So we shall see with that guy. Next guy, $2.99. This I think they didn't mark up because they didn't know this was a Anthropologie brand. Usually this store marks up anything that's Anthropologie like up to $15 minimum just for a basic t-shirt. So I'm glad they didn't. It just says V-neck baby doll top with blue and white colorway, size extra small. $8.99. This was right next to an way overpriced, I think it was a Fashion Nova dress that they marked up to $35. Sitting right next to this was this dress. I know this is very basic, but basic pieces usually still sell for people. So it's extra small, Reformation. And this is the Natalie knit dress in Chianti. So it's like a nice burgundy red. Next guy. I think probably the same person that got rid of that Retrofit dress maybe got rid of this because it kind of gives me the same kind of disco metallic vibes. But this one is not a bodysuit, just a plunging V-neck sweater. It's like a faux wrap. You might know what brand this could be just because of the styling on it and the pleats. It is Ronnie Kobo Mainline, size extra small. Next guy, again, $6.99, women's blouse. This brand I think is a Bolo. I remember hearing Frizzy Finds talk about this. The brand is Scully, S-C-U-L-L-Y. Just as women's western, pearl snap, embroidered, bedazzled western rodeo shirt. I could probably put like Ella Langley because she's very popular right now. So if you don't know Ella Fella, that's a new keyword that people are using in like men's country stuff. So maybe I put Ella somewhere in the titling or styling on it. Next size, $4.99. This, I've never found anything besides like pants from them. But the brand, it's like a boucle kind of popcorny knit sweater or top, whatever you want to say. And it is acrylic and wool blend made in Nepal. The brand is Yak and Yeti, size small, which I think is somehow connected to Lucy and Yak. Don't quote me on that. I remember someone saying that that's like kind of like a sister company, possibly. Next guy, $4.99. This I got because I had this brand a couple times before. And I think my last video, I found 2 blouses from this brand. And the Bicycle Trade store I brought those into, they bought them both, and they actually paid me out semi decent. I think they paid me out like $15 each for them. So the brand is Nalgem German niche, whatever I say. They make a lot of like minimalist, lagging looky stuff, which this one is. Long line tunic, size extra small, which I feel like this could probably fit a large. Made in USA, rayon nylon blend, and it's Niche Clothing Co. Last piece. This I was gonna keep, but I have the better material version of this sweater in my own personal closet. Otherwise, this would be mine. Perfect one for spring though. Summer. It's a nice cotton blend, marled knit sweater or sweatshirt. Side layers, that's just a little stain right here. The brand is APC, size large. So yeah, that's kind of one of those brands you don't see as much, I feel like, anymore. What do you guys think? What was your favorite item? What would you not have picked up? And then let me know your thoughts on that vintage, hopefully that vintage Dragon Ball Z shirt. If it is true vintage, we're looking at maybe a really good payout on it. If not, worst case scenario, like we said, buy, sell, trade it, and we shall see where we go. Let me know how you guys' sales have been. Mine have been kind of here and there. But then again, I have been taking some time off and kind of doing some reorganizing. I'm going to start doing some more decluttering and delisting. As you can see back here, I'm kind of reorganized. I'm in the process of organizing my personal closet and my personal collection of stuff. So ignore this in the background. Otherwise, I'll see you guys later. Bye.